was quiet. Hello. 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 There we go. Now it's picking up. Hey. So it's been a while. Last time I was playing this, I got cut off. I got all sucked up into the wonder of WrestleMania. That's why it was only an hour and a half. Okay. Get the whole story from Titus. Forget where I was last time. Tim's not around. Oh, yeah. Okay. Got that guy for later in the day. Oh, there's a lot of things I can do. I can finally go across the way. Okay. Oh, hey, I got my camera pretty close to where it wanted to be. Nice. Excellent. Alright, so... I think... Talk to Titus real quick. See if,
It's you again. What is it?
My rhetoric is low. Oh yeah, okay. Gotta get more experience. So I gotta look for like the a few things I can do. Gotta look for the cryptozoologist's husband, as well as that other woman's husband. I think they might both be across the water. Tell them to Brit. Happens. Let me sit on this bench. Can I waste the day?
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Oh, okay. Where's the pawn shop? The thing over here is good now. I don't think I actually crossed. Yes, okay. Ooh, money. Don't mind if I do. The Jared special. I saw green here. I was like, oh. What is these? Let me look at it with my hands. Traffic beyond the gate. More abandoned motor lorries. Drugs? Sign says no entry. Someone scribbled an inverted star on it. Oh my god. Sweet glasses? Oh. No way in? Yet. Someone's broken down the fence. Barbed wire. Oh, bunny? The wind is corralled by the 4-story building around this yard. Glory says to Graffito, to the ghost of us. More money. Wow. Blessed be Jared this day. Whenever I get unexpected money, it's always a blessing. Blessing from Jared. Swing is missing. No one's been here for a long time.
Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing. The wind whistles through the skeleton of the small house behind you. There's desolation everywhere. Yet someone used to live here, laugh here. Thought it was a good idea to build a swing, even.
What happened here?
In this yard?
The lieutenant looks at a small building. A flock of gray swallows takes off in the distance.
Someone thought they could have a summer house in a bloc obscure. For cheap. It didn't work out. They abandoned it about a decade ago.
What's the block obscure?
A black bloc. A part of the city left unrenovated after the war. Or one that has fallen to gang violence. Or has become inhospitable in some other way.
So it's part of the coast is the block obscure.
Practically, it's not an official term in any way, but look around. No sewage, broken power lines, crime, drunks. Life is tough in the blocks. It's no place to build a summer house.
Yeah, maybe they left something useful behind.
Yes, for you to scavenge like a post-apocalyptic scavenger who collects trash and errant magnesium blisters.
He gives you a weary smile. Ah, that's what I do.
It's not meant as nagging, just an observation.
We should move. I don't think we will solve the murder with forays into the urban hinterland, at least in this phase of the investigation.
Ooh. Looks even cooler. Okay. Yeah, well, I'm curious. What am I supposed to do for my murder? Find the glove. Yeah, I need to find my badge. Put the clothes in the trash. Wait. Who else had unauthorized to the whirling trash? Find the person you'll see who tampered with the scene. Interesting. That's something. Get a hold of a sad song tape. Find an armor piece. Get the boots off the victim. Still haven't found my badge. Ask the little girl in the fishing village down the coast who knows something about the armored gloves. That's where I am! Fine little girl. Excellent. Egg salad. Okay, so I can't get to the road there. Have to go this way? The breaker box is the power radio pylon above you. Maybe there's something inside. Perhaps. How doth I get in? Hence doth the. Okay. Oh. What happened here? Creaking ahead, a broken axle grinding. Gas tank? Banged up fuel canister. That'll be handy. And a messed up, crashed car.
A banged up motor carriage lies half submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the Insulindian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible. It must be cold and lonely down there, in the icy water.
Is this my vehicle? Because I'm a cop. So is this like my motor carriage that I crashed? Huh. This is where the tracks on the plaza were leading to.
It appears to be so.
Has a peculiar look in his eyes as he inspects the wreckage. Let's investigate.
I agree. We should definitely investigate.
You get a sudden sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark, cold water.
I wonder if I'm going to get my badge.
Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up in the sea.
Run my hand over the cold metal.
The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of specialists.
What does this make of this MC? Motor carriage. Can I see the logo?
The logo is too deep in the murky water. You can't make it out, but you do see a monkfish float by.
I'm surprised. A monkfish? I thought those were deep sea. How long has this been here?
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
What do we do?
Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside.
How long will it take for the low tide to come in?
I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
Okay, so around noonish in game. Note the bottom right corner. Sit on a swing and wait for the tide to recede. Oh! That...
As you sit down in the old, rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent.
Look at us sitting in the bottom left corner. That's cool. Reminds me of just sitting around hanging out with folks, just looking at stuff.
Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea.
Hold on, it looks very blue. Point at the sun could be. Ooh, I'm gonna try to whistle. Whistle a tune, come on. I have a 1 in essentially 4 chance of getting this.
Spit flies from your mouth to your moustache, your chest, the ground before you. No sound though.
Raining heavy here, Chief. Mind keeping it down a bit?
The lieutenant must think it's rather funny. He smiles and quickly turns away.
Keep blowing.
That's right. Just keep at it. It will come to you.
Thank you.
With his lips puckered, the lieutenant lets out a beautiful melodic trill that puts even the insulindic thrush to shame. You hear the sound echo on the large body of water. Clouds race across the spring sky, and suddenly you just feel better about everything.
Hey.
The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed.
So, open up my eyes. Tide's starting to sweet time. Would you rather sit on an anthill for an hour or stand in a river of leeches? So, was your dad also, point at your eyes?
I'm pretty sure I told you already, didn't I? My dad and mom are both half Zeolite.
Zeolite or some sort of thing. Right. I don't know whose my mom or my dad was. I miss my parents. Oh, right.
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
All I'm saying is I'm surprised people's skin colors vary so drastically. You don't have to side with either the strikers or the shipping companies. Who's you gonna choose? Think I'll ever find my gun? And staying long. Do you ever think I'll find my gun?
God, I hope so.
Thinking, if I put enough time into eating right next to them, I could turn myself into a living weapon, and I wouldn't even need a gun. I don't think I'm ever gonna find my gun. Look around, the world is so big, and my gun is so small. Now I'm gonna go to this one.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
You make out the marquee now?
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't. It's a Capri, Model 40.
Why have we been waiting then?
It is a simple and rugged machine, favored by working men, government offices, firefighters, animal control people, those kinds of people.
Is that a number on the side?
Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for?
Oh god. 41? I'm from Precinct 41. 41 is the rank of an underground street racing hierarchy. Small fish, this one. 41, huh? Street racer is quite the ladies' man. Must be for Tommy 41, the morning host of the F1 41, FM 41. Like the factory made a mistake and accidentally called this a Capri 41. Stupid factory. hate guessing. District something? A precinct? Maybe a municipal. Rub your temples, you're getting a horrible headache. Oh god. Hey, this is good. This is actually good, because this is my vehicle.
A precinct, yes.
If this is
The
mine,
police precinct.
then maybe my
Region
badge is in it.
41, your precinct.
A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you. You feel like you're about to faint and fall off the swing. Your hands get clammy, and the air tastes sour to breathe. Oh God, Harry. Oh God, Harry. What did you do? No. Just nope. Say no to this, Harry.
No.
Yes, your car is in the sea. Face it, so we can start dealing with this.
No, I mean, seriously, it's just a coincidence.
The lieutenant just shakes his head.
Oh my god! It's mine! I drove my car to the sea!
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you drove your police motor carriage into the sea after you jumped across the canal.
Patch gun. And now this? How do we get out of it?
Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point.
Maybe I was in pursuit of someone.
Of whom? I don't think so. If anything, you were probably drunk.
Probably. Try definitely.
So it's just gonna be like that.
I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvageable, but overall, this machine is a write-off.
I can still fix
That
it.
is very unlikely. All the electrics are toast. That goes for the electromagnetic steering and brake systems as well. You'd be lucky to find one undamaged component in there. In a few months, there will be nothing but rust left of this vehicle. It'll be cheaper to buy a new one. Well, not cheaper. This motor carriage costs 40,000 real. But in the long run, it still makes more sense to buy a new machine than try to refurbish this.
People are gonna be angry at me, aren't they? Precinct 41.
Let's face it, this is a substantial loss to your district's budget. I mean, my station only has 4 other vehicles in addition to my kinema.
They're not gonna take me back after this, are they?
People are more valuable than machines. Training a police officer is even more costly.
People, yes, but not you.
The badge, the gun, and now this?
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything. There is also a fourth thing you've lost.
Fourth thing?
More precious than the gun, the badge, and the motor carriage combined. Lost forever into the deepest of seas.
What did I lose? Well, at least I can see what there is now. Wait,
The lieutenant, there is also
you want to hear about that?
it's lost forever into the deepest of seas.
Huh. Well, at least I can see what's in there now.
Yes, let's go take a look.
Come on, badge. Badge! And? Ooh, a better jacket. Got that on. Beard of the corpse. Oh, that one gives me shivers, where the other one gives me visual calculus. Ooh. Get that on if I want more visual calculus. Yes.
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
Got my badge.
At least something good came out of all this.
Study the badge.
Encased between 2 durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and, in the lower right corner, your precinct.
Look at the photo.
The man keeps winking at you with his green-grey eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. Good choice. A newer photo would look different.
How old?
8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
And he's winking. Why?
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it did on you.
Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, Jonathan. Mr. Cat gets scared of the sneeze.
It looks like you had quite the charming face way back then. Your hair is brown and slightly curly. Your eyes seem more clear somehow. Don't be fooled. The bad times have already begun. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Name: Harrier Dubois.
Harrier. That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't.
What kind of name's Harrier?
It's a wartime name. Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times. Like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide.
Yeah. Imagine being called Ironhide.
It's meant to keep you safe.
I accept it. Harry Dubois it is then.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you officer when he's angry with you, and detective when he's not. The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information.
Rank: Letter to Jaffer.
Lieutenant W. Freighter.
You're freighter. What is Lieutenant W. Freighter?
The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
And W. Freighter?
The title of Yefreighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're double Yefreighter.
Declined?
There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's decontage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors, out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank, in your case, lieutenant.
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
What's decomptage?
Decontage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol citizens' militia. It means counting down to twos. The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, and then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kinks.
What kinks?
Kinks like satellite officers and the additional freighter rank I already explained.
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
Wait, satellite officers?
You are given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite.
So you've been putting up with my baloney because I'm your superior. So you've been putting up with because I'm the same rank? Thanks for explaining all this. Don't mention it. Same rank.
No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you are doing good police work.
Yeah.
It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea. And now we've even found your badge.
He trusts you, for now. Try not to spoil it.
I thought my rank was drunk.
Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and this leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary.
Thanks. That gives me hope. Afraid there are no ex-alcoholics. I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. I'm afraid there's no ex-alcoholics.
People have been through worse and gotten back on their feet, Lieutenant W. Freighter.
Turn back to the document.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic, like a fly in amber. It reads,
Serial Rev 12 6205 Jam 41.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
Date issue 7th November 50.
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant W. Freighter. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
The pain in your chest tells you you were working yourself to death to earn that rank. The case created a lot of edge you have to take off. The death march really gets us going. A lot can happen in 4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you, of that you are sure.
I remember that time. That was a good time. We had a good work-drink balance going. What happened, man? Pump it up!
Precinct 41.
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41, like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor, a lot of asphalt. The 41st is...
What?
It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is.
It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiayeva. And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him, ask yourself. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Hooray! That was a lot of work to get that. Is that it? I just got my badge? Cool. Cool. Well, that's one thing done. Now I need to find that little girl. Put clothes in the trash, sing karaoke, armor piece. I am well on my way to getting this. Wow. Good progress. Ooh, tucked underneath the tarpaulin. Tarpaulin? It is under a tarp. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Humans. Hello, human. I am also a human.
Hi, officer.
Woman in raincoat stands in the key, considering an overturned boat. Sword and scabbard hangs from her hip.
Anything I can help you with?
Depends. Where are we exactly?
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium.
Why?
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
I have a question. The first is, what's your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions. And that was actually the second one.
Ah.
Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
I was looking for... Oh, actually, yeah. I'll ask about sword. Nice sword. Come with a story?
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks, mostly.
Hold on. Do you know how to use it?
Not really. I know some basic moves, and I know it sure as hell beats a knife when you're in a tough spot.
It is imposing.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
Why do you need intimidation tactics?
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
Can I borrow that sword?
No, I'm afraid not. Attempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check, you would put me in an early grave.
Is she flirting with you? A little. You think she might be.
Why don't more women arm themselves so effective?
What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid and too dull for that. That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Like anyone falls for that.
That does not go for real men. It does not go for you. Show her. Show her the wonder.
Behold, point the expression on your face. Proper man, believe me. True, most people I've met are scared, I guess.
No one wants to talk about how frightened
Give me
they
that
are.
gun. Give me that
When
gun.
frightened people are really dangerous. And plenty of them are dangerous.
She's not afraid, however. Does that make her not dangerous?
Oh, are all the men now?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Wait, why if they're thick? Where's your husband now?
Gone.
Where? Gone, coward? I'd never leave. Yeah, he disappeared. Sounds like a missing person. Gone where?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
Ah, that's bad. What happened?
Who knows? Maybe he fell over. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
She really likes those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Look at these responses. Should have thrown yourself in the waves after him, nods sagely. Time really is the best cure for sorrow, isn't it? Tell it to let go and go on. Gotta keep those wheels a spinning.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Do it! Hit on the widow! It's the right thing to do!
Jesus. Can I ask you to get a signature?
Who are you? This says by signing, I agree to living with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building?
Plan on turning some of the village into a youth center.
What a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought that
What exactly?
Everard and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Well, I guess Union members have children too.
So, will you sign it?
Aye. Why not? Fine. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is that your boat?
Sure is. The Sun, I call her. Coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
Looking for someone. Maybe you can help.
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
Cryptozoologist.
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
People who look for animals mainstream scientists deny exist.
Aha! Like snowmen.
No, man, I haven't heard about those.
2 odd guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like.
Wait, the like?
Right. Not only snowmen, also green men, monkey men burning rhinos. You get the picture.
Where'd they go?
I don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen?
A working class husband.
Yeah, I'm not really looking for that anymore. Not much into the middle class ones either. Could do with some landed gentry, but apparently they don't make those anymore.
Husband isn't for me. I'm looking for him for his wife. Jesus.
I wish I could help you with that, but I haven't seen your working class husband. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
She seems genuinely sorry for not being able to help you.
That's it. I'm not looking for anyone else right now.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
What do you do around here?
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
What else?
I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Authentic Insular Indian cuisine.
Not enough to make a living?
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
This is what is called a conversation. You don't have to be guarded right now.
Never thought the sea brought anything particularly interesting.
Pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
Mines. Mines. You need mines.
I need to know about those human bodies.
Well, you're barking under the wrong tree then, officer. I have no interest in floaters. Seen enough of them in my life already. Very unattractive bunch.
Yeah, maybe steer clear of the things reminded her of the floater she used to be married to. Just saying.
Just ruin the chances forever. I'll be seeing you. Okay. Oh, floating, unmoored. Money, blessing of Jared. Blessed be thy Jared. Ladder leads to school of fish swimming into Kel. Boots? The jug of water. With money in it? Blessed be Jared. Every time I do it, I get more money. Locked tight. Window. Perhaps locked less tight. Can't see in the house at this angle. Rambling woman? Better talk to them.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
Can't see, then how did you know I was here?
I still have a golden ear. Come, come.
What if I don't want to?
Tut tut. Don't be shy now. It's going to be all right.
Alright, I'm gonna lean forward.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Trouble? Say the second thing, Bratan. Shows you got style.
What he says, we're cops. We don't cause trouble. We take care of trouble. We're cops. We're hellraisers. Click, click, bang, bang. Oh, wow. Weird.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martanise, you're considered an ill omen.
Wait. Been here before?
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another. Locked himself in that woodshed over there. He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place. somewhere more quiet.
What kind of ill omen are we talking about?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
I am an ill omen, alright.
You're not. No one around here considers us an ill omen. People would have told us.
I'm just like, okay.
Maybe they are afraid.
Why?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then. Because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. And not a lot of houses. Or a lot of people. My kids are long gone. Searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Where could someone stay around here?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
How much is it?
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
Wait, hold on, you're giving it to me?
No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there.
Not sure it's appropriate for RCM to accept free
Oh,
accommodation.
don't. It's your choice. No skin off my teeth.
Why isn't anyone else using the room?
My kids grew up and left like they do. The house is long empty now. I live in the small side attachment. It's easier and cheaper to keep warm.
Should I? One more time. I can't just have the room.
Aye. The room is pretty bare bones, but it's got a bed and roof over it. That's more than some folks have around here.
Should I live for free under a shack? Would help me stay in touch with the proletariat. Could be the first chapter of my Rags to Riches memoir. That's a real Revacholian hospitality. That Gart must be half kipped or something. Unfortunate that incremental development hasn't elevated this neighborhood yet. See potential here. I don't need much. This sounds just fine.
Any day now. I'm sure of it. Are you interested or not?
Free room. $20. But all my stuff's there already. No, I'm gonna stay at the Whirling and Reg because that's more central.
Suit yourself. But should you ever need shelter, remember old Isabel and her shack by the sea.
That is in the village.
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist.
What mean?
This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
Gotta be something here. Tell me.
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox.
Between here and Jamrock, a dusty sea of old trees, all covered in industrial soot. Small houses under them, an overgrown park.
Fox, what's that?
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinderblock houses. Shacks as far as the eye can see.
What happened to the hospital?
The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
Who else lives in this village?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, but they are away right now. And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them.
I met Lillian already.
Lillian is tough. Tougher than the men here, at least. If it wasn't for her and the kids, this place wouldn't have a spark of life left.
I haven't seen any drunks yet, though.
Sooner or later, you'll see for yourself. Don't have to look long to find these guys.
Any way to make a little money around here?
Here? For you? No, officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Under carts, boats, in little boxes. It's not hard to find.
Alright, it's another topic I'd like to address.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
Further down the coast.
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
Why is it abandoned?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
What else is going on down coast?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
Anything else of note?
Of note, the old fish market up on the boardwalk, but it's closed.
Who'd want to come to a fish market here?
No one. That's why it's closed. It was once a bustling place, back when I was young, and so was everyone else. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else.
That's it. Gotta be more along the coast.
What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End. Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible. And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
By yourself, who exactly are you?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
Lieutenant Double Yefreder Harrier Dubois.
Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them, double.
She's got a couple of ranks herself. Honored chief and so on.
Was asked to get your signature.
Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all this scribble. Tell me what it says.
Everett wants to turn part of the village into a youth center.
Huh. I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is gonna be a street. The best part. The part we need to get out of our houses. I see Lillian's name is already here. The girl is too trusting. Either way, I won't sign union papers.
What do you have against the union?
I've seen it all before. You think they've got our interests at heart? Rich men are always selling poor men promises they never plan to keep. Then the poor get pushed out of their homes and the rich get a little richer. That's the way it goes. So, no, I don't trust the fat man, and neither should you.
She speaks with the authority of a leader. Hers is the final word around here.
I'm off. Buzzball. Okay. Good time for me to get a soda. Alright. Wait. I want to see what I need to
The old woman still hums her unknowns.
suggestion. Suggestion, eh? I am looking. Ooh. Here we go. That's +1. Minus suggestion, don't like that. D. Don't need to be wearing those tools. Yeah. Okay. It's over 50%.
Policeman.
58%.
What can our village do for you?
Be a good one. Okay, I'm gonna try to convince her.
It's really in her best interest to listen to you. You know how the world works.
Well, you must understand this project needs. You must understand this place needs that construction project. Perhaps some financial potential. Not only I'll have the RCM turn this place upside down. We're gonna find something. See, man? No. Go.
I've heard that pitch before plenty. Building this, building that, new jobs, new blood. Somehow the people here always end up holding the short end of the stick.
Nigger gave me 5 real. He could easily give you 15 or even 50. Try to talk to Everett to pay you some. You gotta be smart. Read the fine print. Think ahead. Look for opportunities.
And what do you think I'm doing right now, Mr. RCM? Do you know who takes the cream of these deals? Real estate developers, construction companies, restaurant owners, Claire's accountants in La Delta. Have some integrity. You're an officer of the law, not some fat slug's corrupt little crony.
It's okay. She's emotional right now. Keep at it. We're her out.
I have to come back. Oh, there's the little kids. Maybe they can get me that weapon. The armor. Peter spurring. Okay. So these are the kids of that woman.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
Must be the Lillian twin.
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
Already said that.
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well. Maybe there's some kind of reason why they're laughing. An interesting reason, somehow tied to the case.
What are you laughing about?
The boy stops laughing and looks at his toes. Oh, okay. So now he's shy. Now he's not talking. just wobbling around like he's afraid of something.
You guys look identical.
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
The other one said, yeah, he said that.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt.
You're bad with kids.
Mm-hmm. I am, yes.
Don't worry, everyone is. How about we do some police work now? We're not getting anything here.
Children are stupid.
You're stupid.
Ugh. Okay, how about the policeman asks you something else?
Okay.
Goodbye. Who is this person I'm supposed to ask about the shoes? Or the gloves? This one?
Hello, mister.
Young girl, barely 4 or 5 years old, sits at the sofa. She looks at you with frank curiosity.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
Are you Lillian's daughter?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
Yes, we met earlier.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
Are the twins outside your brothers?
Yes. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside. They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart.
They look identical, right? I said the same thing.
They look identical.
What's that? Pointed at the stuffed bird hanging from the ceiling.
It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken skewer you almost certainly broke.
Yes, but what's it for?
I don't know.
Can I have it? I know someone who really likes stuffed birds.
Sure, just go and get it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
All right. You just need to grab it from the ceiling and go.
Oh, what's that thing you're holding?
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like...
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Lamby looks soft.
Yes. Very soft.
Now put your cheek against Lamb.
Isn't he soft?
I heard there was a girl here who had armored gloves. Is that you?
Oh. I had gloves. Very big ones. Heavy, too.
Where did you get these gloves?
Found them when Lemmy and I were playing hide and seek. In an empty house. Where no one lives. I think someone hid them there.
She doesn't want you to think she stole them.
Where are the gloves now?
I hid them. The twins were gonna take them. They're stupid.
We are going to need those gloves. It's for important police business.
He enunciates the last 2 words carefully.
Oh. They're in my sandcastle. Behind our house. Under the sand. You can break the castle. It's not very good.
Goodbye.
Bye!
Thank you. Yoink. Alright, I'm gonna go put on my cop stuff again. Now I look cool. Hey, break a child's sandcastle. Get some sweet gloves. Wow, I'm getting it all today.
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining back to you from what must have been a vast underground catacomb network.
Broken.
The little castle? The reigning lord must have come upon some really tough times to let it sleep in such decrepitude.
Reach into the catacomb, pull out a shiny object.
The walls and floors give way to the giant's greed, collapse and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets.
Ooh.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlets down then. We're doing good on the armor collection front.
Hooray. Those gloves are getting worn. Nice. I am an armored god.
As you fold your fingers into a fist, you realize you could knock anyone out with one punch. The white ceramic gloves wrap around your digits comfortably.
Responsible with this. This is to protect me from harm, not to show off. Decked out in future armor like a cop ought to be.
The hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and voluptuous, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your step. Just imagine what a full suit of this stuff could do for you.
One down, two pieces go. Here I go.
2. Are you sure you're correct there? There was a helmet too. 3 pieces more like. You were ambitious.
The gloves are sweet now. Look around. Got my badge, I got some gloves. Proceeded, suit. Fire. Blessing of Jared? Blessing of Jared. Fax is not. You didn't crash every MC here. Result motor carriage. Quick travel unlocked. The church. Feel shadow of a very large building fall. Saint Room.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Rattle the door to see if it opens.
Nothing happens, only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door.
I don't think that's going to work.
Let's look at the carpentry real quick, like.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. 2 large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Run my hands down the beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Look at this padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Let me check out the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with 2 X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead.
Hey, you seen the symbol before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
What does it look like?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Hey, what is junior delinquency?
For Revachol aussi, the moral intern defined junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law. These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
Fuzzball. What is suggestive of minor delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
Inspect the steeple.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least.
Interface.
If you really think we should get in there, we need to find some other way.
Where do you think we should start?
Can you hear the pulsing bass underneath the east wind? A sure sign of junior delinquency.
Your delinquency! You're facing. You're doing it.
Wooden doors,
Breaking
more
the
than twice
sticker
your
right
height,
off.
stand shut. There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Put in the ledger after the last entry where it belongs. On your ledger, right on the cover. Shake it off your thumb, throw it in the wind. No, where it belongs.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
I'm a super cop. There's this damn junior delinquency. Oh my god, another blessing of Jared. Damn junior delinquency. What's that? Dead phone? Someone worked hard to smash that plastic dome.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
Pick up the headset.
You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
What am I gonna do with that? Sure.
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this? End of tone. Someone picks up.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre?
Yes, it's me, Pierre.
So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died.
Oh, it gets lonely even when you're with people. Oh, that's not good.
Are you sure you're Pierre? Your voice, it's different. There. Chrysanthemum.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not.
Oh, that's it. Yes, it's me, Pierre, yeah. That's such a funny interaction. Who's that? Is that you? Yeah, it's me. Hi. Kids. Ooh.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Let me take a little look-see poo.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Might be a clue.
A clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jackets?
It could be multiple seagulls.
You should still take it.
Filthy jacket. Money. Makeshift roof. Vagrants. An operating weighing machine. Cool glasses. La 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 la. La la money. Blessing of Jared. Big wine cast. You have my gun.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Let me check that tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find.
A tragedy.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness.
Look at this cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra.
Mmm, kebab.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol.
What's this about? Unoperated thing. Now let's see this guy.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper.
Corpse, eh?
Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet.
Hold on. Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is, he's been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest. The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom made.
We check those pockets for money.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure ethanol. 3 bottles of wine or 1.5 of spirits.
Let's look at his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years. He was confused when he died. Confused and alone, most likely. Overcome with the awful surprise of it all. He was just about to head home. The first step back home proved to be his last.
Study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist.
Wait. I remember I had gums in my pants. Down the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is where he came out of himself, drop by drop, when he was unconscious. It took 3, maybe 4 minutes.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
It's hard to say.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Step on the floorboards.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile.
Look at this bottle real quick.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. It's mid-market spirits with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time.
Tear all around us.
Examine the chewing gum.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
In a ditch off a road below the 881, he thinks. A young father. Then he shakes his head to make the memory stop. The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
You know who this is. It's the working class woman's missing husband. Dead on the boardwalk.
The woman you met at the book stand? Why do you think it's her husband?
Leather jacket, point of the man's clothes, and match the description. Bottles all around him, point with drinking in Martanise. Library card, he was supposed to return a book. Let me say the jacket.
The bright blue lining? Well, he's definitely someone's husband.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Could it be related to the lynching?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Yes, but what if there's a killer on the loose? 2 suspicious deaths in such a short time frame.
A sequence killer? There's nothing that connects those 2 bodies. This is a completely different case, an accident.
What if all of this is staged? He could have seen something that night in the yard.
What if he witnessed something? All of that could be staged. We don't know what the exact cause of death.
It's possible, but let's take it step by step. We still haven't identified the man.
You think he was drunk? Point at the bottle.
Oh, yes.
What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the Pox.
Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
Right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with them?
From where I stand, I can see 2 options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Still need him time to decide how we should solve this case.
No need to rush.
Yeah, he's not gonna get any deader.
The library card is folded into 2 and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53.
Good looking in.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinton Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
To the back.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55 211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours, 900 to 1800.
We should first decide what to do with the body before taking any other actions. Let's take another look at the body and talk things through.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Man, this thing. How do you think this jack got so
It's a
disgusting?
sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it? Some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try. Seriously.
Hey, think about this.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it.
Gross.
Why? Why did you think about it? Look at your hands. They're covered in muck.
You flick your hands. Maybe I wipe my hands on my pants?
What? No. Then it'll just be on your pants. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
Let me look at
A
this
man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck.
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been... It does seem to be a pretty straightforward. Looks like one of... But that's just a lazy assumption. The woman you met at the book stand? Why do you think it's her husband?
You're supposed to return a book.
I can't see a book. So he took the book to the library, then came back and thought, I'll have one.
Just one drink. I have my cool jacket on. I took the book to the library. I've earned it. The view from the lookout is beautiful.
Damn it. He's definitely someone's husband. Looks like one
Wait,
of...
let's see if I can get
But
even
that's
more.
just the woman you met at the... Well, he's definitely someone's husband.
Yeah, I have an idea. This. Careful there, the floorboards are rotten and weak.
There's some tear.
I am gonna pick up those bottles.
There's some tear. Two empty.
A tragedy.
He shakes his head.
But I can't take them? Shame that. I'll come back to this dead body, maybe. Moonshine probably smells like tasty fermentation. There was that phone number. I wonder if I can use the library card. Heck did I get out of here? Okay. 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 Palette. Mind if I do? More money. This is like a adjacent blessing of Jared. Phone's over there, hey? Bars cover these long, dusty windows. You can imagine why I call become terrible sometimes. All the library.
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is calling. Still again. Someone with a masculine voice picks up.
Hello, Gerard speaking.
Gerard, what a douche name. Change it. Change your name.
What are you, like 5? Thanks for calling, asshole.
Phone hanging up. Disconnect tone.
Guess I can't call the library. Alright, I guess I might as well do something with that dead body. Did I be on the case? No, I got that other case I gotta deal with. I'll leave this one for the boys in blue. The other ones. Use the coin viewer and hold on to something. The wind is strong.
A man lies on.
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Hold on, what about a field
A
autopsy?
field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me.
Even Kim doesn't seem to want to do
I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of sloppy?
Maybe, but we don't really have much time or resources to spare. The guys at processing will take care of the rest.
Fine, fine, you've convinced me. I will not take the case.
Alright. The station is going to want details, however. We already examined the library card we found on the body. Good. That should be enough for the first lead. The next thing to do is call the station for my kinema and hand over the case. Then we can return to the murder investigation and be done with it.
Ooh, I can get that. Okay. It said that there was like fast travel, but I don't know how to do it. I don't have a because I don't have a map. I got experience. Okay. Wait. Is there? Let's see. Map is M. Let's press M. Map information complete. Acquire a copy of the city map. How do I do that? Highlight. Okay. Guess I'm just gonna run. Not that far. Mr. Jonathan is a cat. But yeah, there was something about this church over here.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
What's this thing?
It's military, a service depot of some sort.
Use the service what?
The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might...
That's impossible, and I can't retry. Chains off to somewhere. Rusty gears, use to turn the whole machine. Building before you house an engine must be a big one. Barrel. Fire. Box. Ladder. Ooh, box. Hey, scented scarf. Tiny inlet, the distance. Okay. Not a whole heck of a lot here. Ooh. White polo shirt. Blessings of Jared. Huzzah. Okay, so that does loot me back. So it looks like I gotta get back to the car, report the thing. 3 p.m. game time. And after 9, I can go back to see the smoking gentleman. See how that pans out. There we go. The ugly children, the old woman. Jared, blessings. Old guy and horse. Oh no, there's just 3 guys. See what these guys are about.
You stop mid-step and put your hand on the garish necktie.
That bottle, Bratan! Just look at that bottle!
Where? Bottle where?
In this drunk's hand, on the pipe there, glowing blue, a mysterious, otherworldly blue, filled to the brim with holy mysteries. It's hard to know what exactly your vivid interior is speaking of here, but I'm guessing it's got a lot of alcohol in it.
Okay, cool. What do I do next?
Oh, I think this is about so much more than cool. Please go talk to him. See what it's about. I'm drawn to it.
Hey, tequila!
30-something man clad in 2-piece lycra tracksuit puts on his pilsner and extends his hand in greeting.
Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
Take his hand.
So what's happening?
Wait, tequila.
Yeah, tequila sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
Good. These people know your true name. Looks like it has preceded you, Mr. Sunset. More on that later.
I like this guy. You should too. He respects you by calling you your true name.
That mean, but I gotta go. I have no time to be talking to this silly guy. I gotta get wasted with this guy. Grumbles the unshaved, rutted nose. He narrows his eyes at you and recognizes, turns his head away.
Don't you call her? Yeah. Don't call Abigail.
Who's Abigail?
Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
Abigail is his wife or girlfriend. Chances are she's gone. Calling her wouldn't make it any better. Or never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too drunk.
Who are you? What's your name?
Don't call Abigail.
Why shouldn't I call Abigail?
He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer.
I'll lean in.
Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
Tell me about your friends.
Don't you fucking call her. Hear me? Abigail?
Where am I? What is this place?
The man hiccups, then mumbles something unintelligible.
I want an important official investigation. I demand you to answer my questions.
There's no use in yelling at drunks. He's barely holding it together.
The drunk man starts coughing a really disgusting, hacking cough. He does not sound well at all.
Don't call.
There was little chance he'd be a reliable witness anyway.
Well, good. Will not call Abigail. Huh. Alright. I'm gonna go back to the vehicle. I'm gonna port the thing. So I think it was up this way. Boop, boop, boop. Ooh, a bucket. Hey, little water bucket. I have to go whoopity doo. Then I have to swoop around here. There we go. Down, round. Tarpaulin. Following the tracks that lead me here. I wonder where I can find a map. If I can fast travel. Doke. We are.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Pick up the radio again.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
I need to report a dead body on the Martanise boardwalk.
One moment. Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
Unidentified, middle-aged, height 170, 175, dark hair, medium build. Looks as though he slipped, fell through the hole in the boardwalk, hit his head against a metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, it seemed like it was an accident.
No field autopsy necessary. What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card in his pocket.
Any information on the library card?
From the Central Jamrock Public Library. Belonged to someone named Billy Magine, who's not his lover.
You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
Assign it to someone else, Alice. We've got enough on our plate.
Great. I'll give it to your colleagues. You don't have to worry about the case anymore. We'll send our officers to take away the body. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
That's all.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Good enough. Hey. Who put the guy on the track? The smoker on the balcony. Oh, give the bird to Gart. Here we go. That's something to do. I'm gonna get some money. Oh, I haven't talked to this racist in a while.
Looking for something?
Nothing new. Still racist. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
The tear machine stands in the... Your bottles clunk into...
Rich. Yellow rose in the windows. Those aren't flowers that were left for La 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 la. Can I talk to you guys again?
Again?
No. Sorry.
Can I help you?
Hey, Gart, I found a new bird for your whirling. Give him the ruffled grouse.
What is this thing?
Man takes stock part. It's no big yet. I thought it would look nice on the wall. Kind of a cup.
What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm gonna go with thank you.
People just don't know how to accept gifts, especially taxidermy. He likes it. He likes the bird. It solves his broken bird problem. This was mostly about the fucking cardio. Massive cardio here. You'll live till 90, or you get a heart attack from running.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals.
Good. Ah. Huh?
You see a heavy steel door.
Yeah, the pinball machines. Huh. Yes. Who has unauthorized access to the whirling trash? Find the person who tampered with it. This guy?
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Okay. Now I don't have too many leads.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
Okay. Who put the clothes in the garbage? Cab leader. Wonder, can I get over here? Yeah, on my way, measure head.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Damn you. Think what to do. Maybe I should have taken that other case. I guess I haven't looked at my dead body in a while. I can go look at that. One in the fridge. See if I can squeeze any more info out of that before I process it. I need my gun now. Gun is like the last thing I need. Ahem. Get my flashlight. Alright, that'll help. As enough time went by, can I open this?
This orange machine is dead still. It has. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get it. No, This is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry.
Equip the pry bar by going...
I get it. I need a better pry bar. Okay. Need to get to the bear. Look at the
bear's
body.
Eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
Tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
Things good, eh?
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse you.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
Damn it. This is turning into some sort of mega puzzle.
Okay. Let the lieutenant take the body away without further examination. I don't think I'm going to do anything else.
If you think so, officer, I'm not going to object. I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of my kinema. I'll take it from there.
There go those beautiful enamel boots. May they rest in processing. Oh well, in another lifetime.
What should I do in the meantime?
Continue working here. The locals, the case, or attend to your own business. I will meet you downstairs in the Whirling in Rags tomorrow morning, 7:30 sharp.
This means Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You're free to do side tasks and even the main case, though it might be more difficult. If you have nothing to do, read books or sit on the bench on the plaza.
Bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. Alone now. Ooh, actually, we can talk to Oh, no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna have to be able to do. I have to talk to that guy after 9 without Kim. I can talk to this woman now. You're like, man, see, give me those drugs, see, man.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
Kim's not here. Let's talk about Sunday night.
Ah, yes. The night before I saw you in the hallway and reminded you you're a police officer.
Okay, it's one of the first things I remember doing in Elysium before you was only the room. Sound of the motor vehicle, steam in the bathroom, and darkness. Did you hear something Sunday night from my room? First thing I do remember is...
Wow. Elysium. You don't hear that term often.
She's a glib girl, but she liked the wording.
Do you hear something? Yeah.
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
Do you have any visitors?
I can't say. Probably not. Sounded like you were flying solo.
You mentioned loud disco music.
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestrations prime among them. Oh, we're huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Yeah, we go on alright. Mostly this gets hard, doesn't it? Yeah, we go on alright.
I don't know about that. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped, and there was a change of pace.
Eh?
A slow, sad song started playing. Like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of that time, you were yelling along to it.
What was I singing?
That it doesn't matter anymore, and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
Then what happened?
Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
That's so me. What did I do?
A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
Is there anything else?
There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5. And that was it.
Say nothing.
She feeds herself another cigarette.
Let's return to this later. Interesting. Okay. I talk to them. Hardy boys told the story. It'll be difficult. Have you thoroughly inspected the body, looked around for witness, gotten friendly with the union boss and the company rep, really gotten to whatever, Jesus. The bell and Elysium, the nameless, blah blah blah. Once it's secured, old Lena Morale is missing because of the broken water lock. She's still worried and hasn't come back. Let Morale know if you see him. I want to sing karaoke. I need to find a sufficiently tragic tape and play it on the boombox. She was talking about a sad song. That sounds like something that my guy would get. Gotta go back in my room and find that sad song. Where would it be?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. You see your face, such as it is without the expression. It's just hairy.
Okay. Not a whole lot I could do until... Ooh, I should go sit on that bench. I gotta go talk to that smoker. Sit on the bench in the rain.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
Think deep thoughts. I'm gonna do this until 9.
Time passes. You wonder if it could rain so much that it drowns all of Martanise, then everyone would have to go on about their day in diving suits.
Need to get to 2100.
Time passes. You wonder if it could rain so much that it...
Play 2 more of these.
Oh man, if we invited Guillaume Le Million here, we could create a wave-crashing beach party of unimaginable proportions. Speechless.
1 more after this.
Time passes. You wonder if it could rain so much that
So let's do a 30. And then a 15.
Time passes. Darkness ahead. You don't even know what you are waiting for anymore.
It's been sitting here for 5 hours.
Twiddling barely keeps your hands warm against the frigid wind blowing from the coast. After a while, you've had enough.
Alright. Time. It's time to play the game! William Shatner doing Triple H's entrance. Dang Kuno. I could just cut through here. Gotta go walk around all dramatically. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Oh, should I just tell this woman her husband's dead? By the way, lady, your husband is totally dead. So. God, been so long. It's been a while. By Stained. Stayed or whatever. There he is. Standing there.
Gendarmerie, you found me.
Young man on the balcony gives you a bright smile before taking another drag from his cigarette.
It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight. And his shirt is still unbuttoned.
Got your hint. Found the key right under the stone.
Beautiful.
Looks at you, sparkle in his eye.
So tell me, are you here to make things right again?
Honestly, I'm just not trying to screw anything up.
Beautiful. I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting.
Is it Friday tonight? Feels like Friday. Why would I want to meet your friend?
Trust me, you do.
Friday?
Yeah, it does feel like the end of the week. Such gentle weather. Even the rain feels nice.
Very well, I'll talk to him, but first I want to talk to you. I have so many questions.
That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
He takes another drag of his unfiltered cigarette and looks around. It's getting dark and the neighboring windows have lit up one by one.
Besides, I've got to run.
He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad. Something tells you you're never going to talk to an individual this cool or mysterious ever again.
But I just found you.
Just look at it. It's a beautiful night. Who's going to stay in on a night like this?
He's right. Only losers go to bed early. Time to break out the booze. A man on high heels stumbles out of a basement club, music blasting over the entire district. It's chilly, and as the chemicals hit his nervous system, 1,000 shivers ripple through his body.
Only if you promise I will talk again. It's important.
We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, all right?
Interesting. I just die. Get shot right away. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I rummage around in here, do you? Party Dragon Silk Robe? Yes, please. Mind if I just like just rummage around the whole place? This Asian hat, yes, please. All right, now I will talk.
Officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
You shouldn't be seeing him in an intimate setting. For some reason, you feel this man is your superior. Superior, but he's not in the command chain. His hands are clean and well manicured. This is a man who knows the importance of appearances.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur-la-Clé. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
No, first ask an innocuous personal question to get the interview off on the right foot. Yes, make it clear you're the one setting the terms here. Yeah, let's fuck with him. Who does he think he is? Assisting you?
Get down to business or talk about the crap? Let's just talk about crap.
Oh, yes. My friend has a great eye for these things. He refuses to tell me where it came from. It's a mystery. I believe they call this type of frame industrial. It's very comfy. That's really all I can tell you about it.
That didn't work at all. What was that? You were supposed to fuck with him, not compliment the decor.
You actually witnessed a lynching?
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
Oh. Because you did it, Mr. No, start from the beginning, if you don't mind.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
Meaning it was terrifying?
No. I mean, it was so strange. I could barely believe what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one. That's when I understood I should not be seeing this.
Who were they? Can you describe them? How many were there?
I couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them. But they were very loud and very Martinez. Let's just say that the laboring classes can get rather expressive with their profanities.
He was all like, shoot, dang it. How many of them were there?
I couldn't tell you exactly. Less than 10. Maybe 8?
Were any of them huge? Like 200 kilograms huge?
That's a giant you're describing. No, they were all quite human, as far as I could tell.
Did any of them look like drummers?
Drummers? Why, no. But then, I don't know what a drummer is supposed to look like.
What happened next?
I went back inside.
Yes, back inside. Keep yourself safe from the killing.
Wait, so you didn't actually see the lynch happen?
Officer, the yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see, but I could still hear their voices. They were threatening to kill that poor man.
Were they men? Women?
All men, I presume. But again, I couldn't see very clearly.
Are you sure at least one of them wasn't a woman?
It's possible, officer, but I cannot say with certainty. It was very dark, you must remember.
What ethnicity were they?
I believe they were mostly white, though I believe I saw 2 Areopagites among them. And I am quite certain that one spoke with a Mesk accent.
What happened next?
Well, that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened. It was oddly quiet for a public lynching.
What do you mean, nothing happened? They lynched a guy.
Eventually, their shouts died down, and that was all. There were no gunshots, no celebratory shouts, no anything.
Right, that does seem strange.
I'm afraid I don't have anything else to add.
Can you at least tell me when it happened?
All I can say is that it was late.
So, let me get this straight. Actually witnessed the hanging itself, did you?
No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day.
Well, that was a waste of my time. Those are all my questions. Thanks for your time.
Of course. Anything I can do to assist the RCM.
What's an official like you doing in Martanise?
The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
Oh. Okay. What are you doing here in this apartment? So you kind of bureaucrat? Just an international... What is the price stability? Enough business. Let's get back. Okay.
Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here.
Are you some kind of bureaucrat?
Yes. As I said before, I am a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute of Price Stability. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Inter.
Why is this international community?
La Communauté Internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the Coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution.
What do I call the coalition?
Your employer, technically speaking. The governing authority of Revachol. The RCM is but one part of this provisional administration.
What is the price stability?
It is the most important thing.
Doesn't tell me anything.
It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment, which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
How does this benefit us exactly?
Take your daily bread, for example. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%.
Below 2% of what?
But not too far below. No. Too below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%.
Don't answer my questions at all.
The coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an informational pamphlet?
Yeah, give me a leaflet.
A sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'être of the Moral Inter. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the Moral Intern's commitment to transparency.
I heard about the moral intern before, but I want to know more.
It's the international organization for moralists. Hence, Moralist International. The Institute of Price Stability is just one of its many mind babies, as is the coalition.
You're a moralist?
But of course.
Why?
Because moralists believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values.
Normal, stable world.
The Occident is part of the normal world. Oranje, Sur-la-Clé.
Martanise doesn't seem very normal or stable to me.
Martanise? No. Martanise is something else.
What about the rest of Revachol? Is it part of the normal world?
Revachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, which means it hasn't yet achieved full democracy. But they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking.
Funny. I don't think I'm a moralist. Moralism sounds incredibly boring. I want to be more action. Moralism is an ideology of foreign occupiers. Revachol must be governed by Revacholtians. Democracy is a meaningless sham, and as long as the working class is under the boot of heel of capital, yeah, I guess I get this one.
Is this option D usually the most reasonable answer?
Yeah, everything else is super extreme. It's like living in a bunch of lunatics. And it's usually the most boring one. Yeah, that's the one I'm going for.
Not boring, my friend. Responsible. Moralism is all about compromise and achieving the achievable. It's pragmatic, realistic, and level-headed. An ideology for doers. Are you a doer, my friend? It looks to me like you are. Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Ooh, I can't stop yawning. Tell me about Sur-la-Clé.
What's there to say? Sur-la-Clé is a modern, urbanized country that measures very high on the Human Development and Freedom Index. Mostly, though, it's known as the executive heart of EPIS. Moreover, it is a great sponsor of less emerged countries. Revachol is only one of its many darlings whose progress it supports and cherishes.
What makes Revachol Sur-la-Clé's darling?
Because a great percentage of Revachol's culture hails from Sur-la-Clé. Its language, its people, its cuisine even. Or at least in the downtown La Delta area.
Hey, tell me about Oranje.
Oranje is an exemplary nation who, as a core member of EPIS, contributes 28% of our annual budget. Next to Sur-la-Clé, Oranje is probably the most prominent member of the international community.
Which of them is more EPIS?
As founding members, they are both very EPIS. Oranje carries a lot of political weight, while Sur la Clé takes care of the business side of things. Sur la Clé hosts the headquarters of the major EPIS institutions.
Okay, but outside the EPIS, what is Ornay?
Oranje's economy is one of the most advanced in the world. It has successfully transitioned from heavy industry to advanced services and generally acts as an engine for sustainable change in the international community.
Hey, just talk like a normal person.
About what?
Ornay. Just tell me what it is like there.
It's very urban and very well organized. Their streets are clean, their horse cars run on time, the people are polite and efficient. Like I said, they are an example for less emerged nations to follow.
If he knows so much about Oranje, maybe he also knows about Oranie's mercenaries.
Not business. Let's talk about something else.
Whatever you wish, officer.
The man who was lynched outside the window was from Oranje.
Oh, that's unusual. The Oraniers are not the kind of people you associate with heinous crimes. It's such an upstanding and responsible country.
That's not how I would describe this guy.
Well, certainly one cannot rely simply on generalizations. That would go against our commitment to individual freedoms. And, of course, any loss of life is a tragedy. So tell me, what have you learned about the victim?
He was a poor kid before the Oranese government put him in the military academy.
It's the responsibility of any good welfare state to take care of its most unfortunate citizens.
Yeah, they should have been grateful for his help.
Every one of us has our role to play.
His name was Lely.
Lely? That's an interesting name.
It wasn't his real name. It was a nom de guerre.
Ah, he was a soldier.
Mercenary.
Aha! A condottiere. Yes, it's hard to believe they still exist.
I'd like to get high and brag about his war crimes he committed.
Extremely distasteful behavior. I cannot condone either drug use or needless boasting. Suffice it to say, that is not how we do things in Sur la Clé.
That's because they're all a bunch of squares who like to sit around with their fingers up each other's assholes.
After he was discharged from the military, he joined a mercenary outfit called the Krenel.
That is extremely unfortunate. Yes, it's regrettable that this practice has a history in certain Occidental nations, even highly advanced members of EPIS. But rest assured, the Oranese government has committed to producing a timetable that would lay out a path to transition to a professional army. Soon, there'll be no need for mercenaries like this poor man.
What kind of timetable are we talking about here?
Oh, it's hard to put an exact date on it. I believe the proposal for the timetable is due to be completed around 60 or 61.
This sounds better than nothing.
See? That's the kind of progress that the moral intern makes possible.
As a mercenary, he killed a lot of people on the Seminoles Island for the sake of the Oranese pharmaceutical industry.
A great shame, yes. Colonialism is a dark specter in Oranje's past.
Talking about the past, it's still going on.
Which is why the work of the moral intern is so critical. It is our great bulwark against another century of bloodshed.
That's all. That's who he was.
As I said, the loss of any life is terrible, no matter who the person may have been. I do hope you're able to bring his killer or killers to justice. We must show that the rule of law still applies, even in Rivachol.
Tell me about your friend.
Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters.
What is Kendra?
Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But, between you and me, their potential membership is a more contentious issue.
What do you mean?
That it's never going to happen. They entered negotiations in 21, and it's been pending ever since.
What's this EPIS you keep talking about?
EPIS is a very special program developed by the moral intern to support certain Occidental nations. It began as a unified system of weights and measures, which proved to be a wild success. Nothing but kilograms and centimeters as far as the eye can see. It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic union for the processing of steel. Another success. And between you and me, the moral intern feels emboldened by this success. Emboldened to take EPIS to the next level.
Hey, what does it like stand for?
Why, it stands for progress and stability, like the moral intern as a whole.
What do the letters stand for?
It's been such a wild, extraordinary success thus far. We are very excited to take it to the next level.
You didn't even hear the words I'm saying, do you?
A supranational political alliance. The United States of Occident.
Is it going to be like this place here?
You mean Revachol? No, it's going to have transparent democracy.
Revachol going to be part of the EPIS?
It's one day going to be a candidate member of EPIS, sure.
Didn't you say the candidate members never become real members?
No. Candidate members do become members. Why do we even have the whole system in place if they don't? It just takes time. Time and evaluation. But we were talking about my friend here, not politics.
How did you two become friends?
How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Peninsula? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally, the international community is forced to step in.
Talk about now. No one becomes friends that way.
Au contraire. It's how millions of people end up where they are. Meeting the people they meet. It's how I came here, and my friend too.
You haven't told me who he is.
Sorry. Who?
Friend, the smoker, the balcony.
But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future, especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization.
Hey, name.
Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. I'm sure you have your own methods and databases, right? Please don't put me in this situation.
All you can tell me about him is that he's here to study the arts.
He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes.
What arts?
He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
What do you do in an apartment by yourself?
I'm just enjoying the view.
What view? It's dark outside.
Listen.
What? I'm not hearing anything.
The Insulindian Bay.
But what about it?
This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. Apartments, of course, were much bigger then. A few walls have been added here and there, leaving some of the tenants without a private bathroom or a kitchen. But the million real view stays. You can't take that away.
I was asking about your friend.
My friend comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's a busy bee.
That's something else in mind.
I'm all ears, officer.
Oh.
A moment, officer. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
Hold on, why can't we talk again?
It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well.
I'm not going anywhere. I just want to take a look around the apartment. Let's head up. My work here's done. No.
Sure, go ahead. It's a beautiful space. Let me know if you have any further questions. Was there anything else? My friend, I'm all ears, officer. My friend. What about him? I'm just enjoying the view.
Isn't it rude for you to leave a friend alone?
We're old friends. Nothing's taboo between us. He comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's very active. Sorry. Who? But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here, officer. He's a truly free spirit. He likes, I'm all ears, officer. My friend, I'm all ears. My friend, I'm all ears. Of course.
Hum. Pliers. Dishes. The ashtray. You know what I'm gonna do? Actually gonna save it here. Yeah, now. Wrap her up here. It's been 2.5 hours. Good run. My good Sunday stream. And fortunately for me, I was actually smart enough to have my outro lined up for the part. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Getting better. Thanks for watching. And we will find out more about this guy's stuff on the next show. Jonathan was being a good fuzzball the whole time. Sitting there. Little tiny guy. Here, let's get a quick little peek at Jonathan.